Testing, testing. Testing, testing. All right, most on the verse. Testing, testing. All right, most on the verse. All right, Shalom Israel. Shalom Yabashem Yashab Thumb to the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shemar Alatah Ba'ashem Yahshai to the sisters. We at the Isupk Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana, and we are not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. So today we're going to be going over the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verses 14 through 21. If you need to be caught up, you can go watch the previous classes. If you're in here, please like, share, and subscribe. It will be greatly appreciated. Give everybody a second to tune in. And just so you know, for anybody who may be watching our classes who are not in the school yet, I strongly advise you to get into the school. Put it like this: there's no point in being outside the club. And put it to you like that. You might as well just come on in, because this nation is falling. It's been falling. Y'all see all the crazy things that continue to be revealed every single day. Everything is polluted in this country. The food, the fruit, the culture is polluted. You see that America, you know, your government is corrupted. It's been corrupted, but now more people are waking up to it. Esau in America is funding genocide in all these other countries. All right. Don't forget about our Levite brothers and sisters out in Haiti, right? They're going through genocide as we speak right now. All the countries out here on the Western Hemisphere have been colonized and Hellenized by Esau. On top of that, Shalakia, even though they may be heathens, you know, I'm just bringing it up just for you to get the context of how evil Esau is. They say that we're broke, as in the U.S. We're barely making ends meet. You live in a one-bedroom, one-bathroom apartment, and that thing is $2,000, not even including utilities. You making, if you're lucky, $20 an hour. You have to room with your family. They say that we don't got no money to give, but yet they're funding billions of dollars to other countries. I pray you understand. But with that being said, I'm gonna get started with the prayers. With that, Amadim, just me up here. La Yasha'Allah, which means to Israel. Madya Apanya Hakwadam, which means to rise or stand and face the east. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakaka, Taba'ah, Batzaka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathan Lanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Basalaknawa, Kabawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawathinawa, Bala'ah, Tabayanawa, Mansaiwan, Abal, Abshainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Wa'ala, Wa'ataparath, Lawalabium, Amun. Now in the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. This is Hakak, which is the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Babakasha, Bathalanawa, Hakak, Hakak, Raba'ah, Call, Makalah, Wakal, Madawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazariah, Hakak, La Quiet, Hamathia, Hakak, Al, Rakawath, Batama'ala, the Garshun, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, the water, Amun. Now in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it. This is Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Barak Lanawa, Wayasha'ala, Waha, Bayath, Saparyam, Barak, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Thawada, Aman. What we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel and the school in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, All, Ahorim, Mayan, Yaba'ah, Azoya, Azoya, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Ba'arataza, Ayatan, Amawat, Wagalka, All, Yanawam, Shemorka, Ana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yeshun, Shalmar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemorka, Yahweh, Tizalka, Oyad, Yinka, Yawamum, Hashemash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashemorka, Makal, Rai, Yashamar, Atmapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tizaafka, Wabu'afka, Ma'ita, Wa'ai, Awalam. Now in the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, all the Yalaka, all Takarash, all Tashakwat, all Kayahana, Awiyabika, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Alayamaka, Ya'ayama, Sabda, Waita, Ya'itasawa, Al, Jazapawindika, Amarwa, Akawa, Manakakidim, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Shem Sha'ala, Awada, Kaya, Nawa Itazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Alika, Baryath, Yakarathwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wa, Yashima Alium, Mawa'aba, Wahagorium, Gabal, Wa'am1, Wa'amalak, Palashaf, Amashabia, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zorawai, Labani Lawat, Salah, Aisha Lahum, Kamadyam, Kasaya, Sarah, Kayabian, Manakal, Quayashwan, Nashab Mawa, Bayan, Dara, Hayawa, Daman, La Dama, Shatamwa, Nada, Yamawa, Kairab, Wakazaba, Wakazabak, Wakazalmanai, Kar Nasiakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarasha, Anawa, Af, Nawaf, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shatamwa, Kagogla, Kakwash, Lapanya, Sakia, Rawaka'a, Ka'ash, Tabaira, Ya'ira, Wakalahaba, Thalahat, Harium, Kun, Tharadatma, Masairaka, Wabasa, Wapathka, Tabahalam, Wala'a, Panyahum, Kwalawan, Waya, Wakwashwa, Shimka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Slaki. Waya Bahawa, Adiai, Waya Kaparwa, Waya Abadwa, Waya Daiwa, Kayata, Shimka, Yahawa, Labadka, Aliwan, Alcohol, Ha'arataza. Now in the English, keep not thy silence, O God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God, for lo, Thine enemies make atonement, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Saul also was joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot, Salah, do unto them, as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a red, and like Zaid. Yea, all their princes, as Deba, and as Balmuna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. Oh my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Lord, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. This is the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakta Yahweh, wa Yahushai, wa Miaka'alo, wa Alahayim, Madazav Ya'ah, Alawap Yahana, Halawapim, Hasaranyim, Hakwatsayoyin, Hakayayoyin, Wahawapian, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, for water all month. Now in the English, bless you Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. Stop. 1 second. All right, you may be seated. All right, so we're going to be going over the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verses 14 through 21 in Hebrew. This is verse 14 in the Hebrew. Kaya Bala, Ma Yahweh. Let's see. The bar, Lama Aid, Aishar, Alayad, Ma'aif. Let's see. Sorry, Ma'aif, Kaya, Yala Ra'ah, the Az, Yatha Ba Kafash, Shara, Lamar, it's like it, Lamar, La'ah, Taza Kwa Kafya, Waya Waya Ma'ar, La'ah, Ka'ar, Taza Ka'ath, Waya Pa'ath, Masham, Kanasha'am, Waya Sha Para, Al Panya, Tadum, Wa Ra'am, Ka La'an, Ibum, say Imum, Lashta Laka'am, Wayahawa, Amar, Ada'am, Anya, Ma Da Ra'a, Ashar, Anya, Aisha. Let me see. Waba Ra'a, Ha'ar, Yahweh, La'id. It's like it. Gadol, Ya'ai Zda'am. Now, it's like it. Yanab Ba Ra'am, Da'al, Ka'al, Ganya, Adai, Ha'adai, Ka'ai,
Yada Yada I Thaya Tha'a Lamain Ashar Yatazah Af Kanya Ya'af Ka Tha'a Akara'a Yasha Ma'a Da Dara Yahweh La Sha'af Taza Dapa'ah Yasha Yashapat so Yamashapat La Ma'ai Abar Yahweh Al Abaram Af Ashar Da Bar Aliyah Ya Ma'ar Yahweh Ta'ai Af Tadam Yamara'a Ka'ar Ya'a Ra'a Ya Yakata Ka'am Ad Badam Bada'a Ma'ad Arada'a Naya Ar Kataza'ai Ka'af Kathayam Alya Aisha Kala'a Ya'am La'a Adai.
All right, so that's the 7 verses in the Hebrew. Shalom, Lord in Christ, Quadash. It's good to see you. Hope you're feeling well. All right? We say we have daughter of King, Shalom, Lord in Christ from Georgia. Shalom, Lord in Christ, sis. All right, y'all. So we're going to be going over the book of Genesis, chapter 18. Give me 1 second. 18, 14 to 21. We may go a little over. All right, so this is the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 14. Is anything too hard for the Lord? At the time appointed, I will return unto thee according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son. All right, so for those of y'all who've been tuning in last class, we were going over how Sarah, who is Abraham's wife, was prophesied to have a son. Now, just to give you a brief context of that, before they were unable to have a child, Abraham had a son named Ishmael, who I believe was 13 at the time. However, it was not from Sarah. It was actually from her handmaid, Hagar. Now, Sarah loved Abraham so much that even though at the time she was barren and unable to bear a child, she told him to go onto her handmaid so that he could have a son. However, the Lord had other plans. Despite her losing her hope and losing her faith in the ability to get pregnant and bear this man's child, she was prophesied to have the child. Now, what happened at that time, Sarah overheard Abraham and the Lord speaking, right? And she chuckled. Needless to say, right? She chuckled because she was in disbelief, not because she was trying to insult anyone, but she was in disbelief at the possibility of her having a child. Because remember, at this time, also, Abraham and Sarah are well stricken in age. I believe they're in their 90s at this point. So they up there. To us today, that's old. That's old, right? A lot of us don't get to see that age anymore because the world is just so polluted. But this was before, Esau took control and polluted everything. And he's giving y'all lab-grown bananas and whatnot, right? We was eating real food. We were healthy at that time. So the life expectancy was a lot higher. But, not to go off on a tangent, this should give you a context of what's being said right now. So I'm going to read it one more time for you. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 14. Is anything too hard for the Lord? Meaning, the Lord was somewhat insulted. You got to think this is the Most High, right? This is the Lord speaking. So nothing is above the Most High. There's nothing that he can't do. If he wanted to flood the earth right now again, so be it. He wants to make war happen, so be it. He wants you to have 5 children, so be it. He wants you to have no children, so be it. Anything that he wants to happen will and can happen. You understand that, right? So one more time. Is there anything too hard for the Lord? At the time appointed, I will return unto thee according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son. Verse 15. Then Sarah denied, saying, I laugh not, for she was afraid. She was afraid and she was embarrassed, right? This is her getting checked. Like what you laughing for? Like, you think that I am unable to make this happen? The same God that flooded the earth. Y'all got to understand that, right? Like that's a crazy concept. Like, remember, at this time period, there was no such thing as rain. The water that was there was the dew from the ground, right? So at this time, Noah is going around telling people there's going to be water coming from the sky. There's going to be water erupted from geysers in the earth. Never happened in history at that point. So you got to understand, people going to look at him like, Noah, what are you smoking? Like, go back in the house, because I don't know what you're talking about right now. You sound crazy. The same way, Akim, you sound crazy. It's like it to the men above me. You sound crazy. We sound crazy. When we go out there and we saying that so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are God's chosen people, even our own people look at us like, what are you talking about? You sound crazy. Think about that. Us saying that we are God's chosen people sounds crazy. Why? Because our history has been destroyed. All our records have been destroyed. We've been kidnapped. We've been colonized. All these different things, right? So we only know surface level. Southern tribes, like Judah, Benjamin, Levi, like we all know that we were in Africa at one point. That's all we know. We don't know anything beyond that. Northern tribes, shoot, some of y'all really think y'all come from Spain, which is outlandish. You're from Israel, and this was your land before anybody else. Northern tribes resided over here. But of course, Esau came and colonized. Went back, kidnapped us, came back and colonized some more. You understand? So our history is destroyed. We can only date back our history maybe up to about 400 plus years. Beyond that, we know nothing. So when you tell black people that, you are from the southern tribes, Judah ruled over and we migrated into Africa, West and Central Africa, they look at you like, what? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm from Nigeria. I'm from Ghana. I'm from Cameroon. I'm from Kenya. Don't know what you were over there, though. Northern tribe, y'all call yourselves Hispanic. You call yourselves Puerto Rican, Venezuelan, Brazilian, Argentinian, Salvadorian, Mexican. When a lot of these names derive from Spain or Spanish for the most part, that's all you know. You call yourself Hispanic or Latino or Afro-Latino when you were something before that. But we don't know, right? So you're destroyed. So you sound crazy the same way Noah sounded crazy. But guess what? It wasn't crazy because it happened. The Lord made it happen. The same way the Lord was going to make sure that Sarah was going to have this child. So let's go back to verse 15 one more time. Then Sarah denied, saying, I laugh not. For she was afraid. And he said, nay, but thou didst laugh. So he's like, nah, you laughed. You laughed, Sarah. I heard you. Keep going. Verse 16. And the men rose up from thence and looked towards Sodom, and Abraham went with them to bring them on the way. And the Lord said, shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do? Verse 18. Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. Now, this is where a lot of Christians get hemmed up again. I'm going to bring it out. They think we all come from Adam, which is true. We all come from Abraham, which is actually not true. Abraham comes from Shem. Ham and Japheth have their own offspring as well. Now, there are many of us that do come from Abraham. Asians come from Abraham. The Chinese, the Japanese, the Koreans, they come from Abraham, right? We come from Abraham, all right? We come from Jacob. Esau comes from Abraham. Esau's father was Isaac. That was our forefather too. So we share somewhat of a common ancestry. However, the Lord only blessed, truly blessed, hint, hint, one nation. That was the nation of Israel, Jacob. However, there were other blessings that were given to other people as well. We were the favorite, but there were others. Think about it. Ishmael was blessed. Esau, crazy for you, right? Esau was blessed. For those of y'all who are watching, right? Make sure y'all paying attention. What was Esau blessed with? See if y'all paying attention real quick, right? What was Esau blessed with? Let's see if y'all know. Anybody is free to answer. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of time. I ain't gonna give you that much time though. You gotta be quick with it. What was Esau blessed with? Nobody knows. Nobody knows what Esau was blessed with. Nobody knows. Okay. I need to wake up. You already know how I do. We're going to ask you these questions. Nobody knows. Okay, so Genesis 27 and 40. That's what we're going to do, right? Genesis chapter 27, verse 40. And Esau, verse 40, and by the sword thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. That's talking about Esau. Esau was blessed with the sword. That's his talent. That is what he's good at. How do we know this? I mean, look at history. Esau's destroyed everything. That's what he's good at. He's good at destruction. Like, think about it. Esau is the only nation, so-called Europeans, which you know of today, right? European descent people or Caucasians of the Caucasus Mountains, right? They're the only people that sat down and made an atomic bomb. Like, no one else thought to do something like that. We didn't sit here and think, you know what, I want to make a bomb so destructive that it could destroy an entire civilization, damn near commit genocide. Guess who thought of that? Esau. A lot of these guns that y'all know of, a lot of them were modeled by Edomites, right? They were modeled by Edomites. A lot of the, what do you call them, like the howitzer, the Gatling gun, those are German, right? Esau made all these things. Esau is the person who decided, you know what, I want to unalive people from the inside out. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make food that looks like real food, but I'm going to grow it in a lab. And it's not going to have the same nutrients as the food that you think you're eating. Put it to you like this, right? Fruit has seeds. All fruit has seeds, y'all. Even grapes. How many of y'all have grown up eating grapes? Y'all just ate the whole thing. Never even tasted, like I never felt like the seed or anything. Like cherries have seeds. Bananas, believe it or not, have seeds. Shalom on Christ. Y'all ate these grapes, right? I know y'all all have. Y'all get the store-bought ones, right? I prefer the green ones. That's just me, right? Now I would eat them. Didn't think nothing of it as a kid. Then as I got older, I started to find out that, wait a minute, grapes are supposed to have seeds too. But all the grapes they give you, they don't have seeds. Why is that? Because they're lab grown. It's not no conspiracy theory. That's been revealed for how many times now? So now you go to the farmer's market, you get the off-brand ones, right? Like an actual farm. You eat them, you realize, oh, you start spitting them out. It's seeds. Just like any other fruit. Some of y'all don't understand that bananas have seeds. Bananas have seeds, y'all. Them little black specks that y'all see in there, those are seeds. But the banana that they give you in, I don't know, Target or Walmart or whatever, it's not real. Y'all out here eating cancerous food, not even realizing it. But who thought of that? Esau. That was his blessing, right? He was blessed with the sword. Just to show you an example of other nations that came out of Abraham, they were also blessed as well. And they were also said to multiply on the earth, right? You see, even though we're in captivity, so-called black people, so-called Afro-Latino, so-called Afro-Caribbean, right? I'm gonna just say black people on across the spectrum, right? Across the black diaspora, as they say. Yes, we're colonized, but everybody knows who we are. Our culture is so influential across the entire planet. Asians, they got their own countries. Japan, they famous for all their little contraptions too. They come out of Shem. They're just not the favorite. You get what I hope y'all understand what I'm saying, right? But don't get that confused with what a modern day Christian might think. They're going to think, oh, we're all blessed. We all can come together. A Christian will tell you, well, you know what? You can sleep with a white woman because guess what? She came from the lineage of Abraham too. You can get you not a Polynesian, Slovakia. You can get yourself an Asian woman. You can get yourself a Japanese woman or a Vietnamese woman because she also comes from the nation of Abraham. But what they won't tell you when you keep reading that interracial marriage is a sin, they don't tell you that part. You lose your culture. We're still trying to scrap up our culture. You lose your culture when you start messing with the heathens. And for the sisters, it's even worse because you end up with a heathen man. You get pregnant by him. Yeah, that's your baby. Don't get it twisted. That is still your child. But he is not of your nation. She is not of your nation. Why? Because you are who your father is. So your whole lineage, gone right there. That is his nation now. It's the same concept when you think about it when you get married, right? Like in today's society, a traditional marriage, what do? You take the husband's last name. Let's say your last name was Martinez before, and you get married to him. Now your last name Johnson. You have kids. Guess what? Their names are going to be Johnson. Not going to be Martinez. Even the name that you got, sis. If your name was Martinez, odds are you had your father's name, Mr. Martinez, whatever his name was, right? You didn't have your mother's maiden name, and she got her name from her father. You see how it all trickles down? That's my point, right? But you get with a heathen man, it's destroyed now, right? So no, you cannot sleep with the other nations. Just because we all come out of Abraham doesn't mean that you can mess with these other nations. That's been shown plenty of times. You can go through the book of Ezra. You can go through Deuteronomy. You can go through Leviticus. You can go everywhere, right, in the Bible. And there's multiple examples of what happens when you mess with other nations. Even though we come from Abraham, doesn't mean that you can mess with them, all right? So let's just get that out the way. So now we're going to continue. And also, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Let's see. We're going to go to the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 19. For I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he hath spoken of him. So again, the reason why Abraham was the favorite out of all, like there's other men on the planet, but Abraham, he stuck out, just like how Noah stuck out, just like how Adam stuck out, right? Because he was righteous. He was just. He kept the commandments, right? That's why he's the favorite. My whole point is work. Abraham worked. His character, his sense of self, it shined. The Most High seen it. Despite at this time, it's no different than what's going on now. There were wicked times back then too. And we're going to get into that. Probably not this class, probably next class, because we're going to start getting into Sodom and Gomorrah eventually. And I'm pretty sure all of you are pretty familiar with that account in the Bible. But we're going to go over it, right? In today's society, you're going to be tested. You have to be just. You have to be righteous. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard because it's a lot more common to find a wicked person than it is to find a righteous person nowadays, or a person who's willing to be righteous. Sin is all around you, all right? You walk outside, I'm in San Bernardino right now. It looks crazy outside. I don't know if y'all heard, there was some sirens going on as I'm teaching. I'm driving down. I'm already seeing people smoking on the ground. I'm pretty sure there was I can't say the word I want to say. Okay, I'll just say it. Salaki. Hopefully I don't get flagged. There was a prostitute walking down the street, destroyed. This is hell. This is what we live in today. Sin is everywhere. All right. Been bombarded in the internet. I actually just recently found out, those of y'all who might not be keeping up, the United States is not very happy about protesters. There's a lot of protesters that have just graduated from college. They don't like college protesters. Why? Because they're speaking up about the injustices that are going on in society today. We're very privy to information nowadays. All right. One of the reasons why they want to delete apps like TikTok, for those of y'all who don't know, the United States government does not manage TikTok. All right. It's actually a Singaporean company. They don't manage this though. Now you're probably wondering, okay, well, what does that have to do with anything? Facebook is monetized. YouTube is monetized. Instagram is monetized. Meaning the government can watch what you put on there. They can filter out certain things. A lot of you brothers who do social media, when you put out certain videos and you wonder, like, why is my content not going viral? Why is it not going out there? But then you got some woman who's shaking her behind, who's half naked, and she got 1 million likes. She got 2 million views and 500,000 followers. And she ain't doing nothing productive, but just shaking her behind for entertainment. Why? Because that's what Esau wants to be pushed out. He wants our women to remain like that. The perfect example that I'll give you right now, right? Sexy Red. I can't stand Sexy Red. No shade to her, but I can't stand her. I'm going to tell you why I can't stand her. Because this woman is very famous for doing what she should not be doing. There's a whole bunch of Sexy Reds out there in the hood. Y'all all seen. You're probably wondering, well, why is she so famous? I'll tell you why she's famous. All these celebrities have a boss, just like me and you. They work for the white man, just like me and you, regardless of what you want to think. They're an employee. They have a job. They have a boss. They have somebody that pays them. So somebody like Sexy Red, of course she's being pushed out. There's other female artists out there who you're not really going to know because they're not being pushed out. They're not shaking their behind. They're not trying to be half naked and act ratchet and act ghetto. They're not trying to do all that stuff. So guess what? Their music doesn't get pushed out there, even though their music is amazing. They're extremely talented, more talented than what's been being pushed in front of us all these years. But you'll never hear about them because they're not marketable. They're not marketable to black people. These companies want black people to continue to be stupid. They want us to be ignorant. Same thing with Latinos too. They want your woman, your daughters, your granddaughters, even your mother, to be a whore. That's what they want, because that's what they think of you. That's why they push somebody like Sexy Red. I wish I remember what it was, but there was like I think it was a statue or some figure that it was some white man that made it. And it was his vision of what a black woman is. And he had this image, and this image was a black woman with big breasts, big butt. And she was just, I wish I could tell you more of what it is, but I can't for community guideline purposes. Let's just say it was a very vulgar image. She was an object for sex. That's what she was. Why? Because that's what the white man thinks of our women. And he wants our women to think that of themselves. They don't want you being smart and educated. No, they want you to be a whore. Because it benefits them. It don't benefit you, though. It does not benefit you. Matter of fact, it's harmful to your community. Those of y'all who don't think that, just recently there was a woman who was doing OF content at an elementary school. She was a teacher. She was doing this during school hours on school grounds, and they happened to catch her. And people were like, why is this woman allowed around our children? And I forgot his name, but the brother, I believe his name was Quanell X. I believe that's his name. And he's saying, if she's doing this, what else is she doing? What is she like? If she's carrying herself like this already, it's already bad enough you're doing OnlyFans content. But now you're doing OnlyFans content on school grounds while there's children, elementary school, y'all. Not high school, not college, elementary school. Kids 9, 8, 10 years old. And this is their teacher. This is their educator. Who knows what she's saying to these kids or what she's teaching them? You never know nowadays. It's extremely harmful to the community. They want you to be like that. They don't want you to know who you are. They don't want you to be righteous. Like how Abraham was. Like how Noah was. Okay? They don't want you to follow that example. They want you to be stupid. That's why it's important to get in class. That's why I said earlier, for those of y'all who may be watching these classes and you're not in the school, I have to question you. I have to. Salakia. I have to question, why are you not in here? Why are you not calling in? Why are you not making an effort to get into the ISUPK and the Command and General Yohana? Because Esau is working. There's spiritual warfare that's been going on for centuries now. If you don't think that you are not under attack, I'm sorry, but you are extremely gullible. If you think that your children are not under attack, I'm sorry, but you are extremely gullible. Speaking of that, there was another school in California, I believe it's Elk Street or something like that. And they found out that there was a secret club. You know how like kids have like book clubs, stuff like that, chess club, after school activities, right? They found out that there was a teacher who had a secret club for kids to teach them about same-sex marriages and sex. Here's the kicker, though. I'm saying it's a secret because parents have to know about these clubs, and their kids have to get permission slips from them to get it signed so that they can go to these clubs after school. For this one in particular, there was no permission slip. There was nothing to sign. They kept it a secret. Why? Because they want your kids to grow up in the rainbow community. They want to touch your kids. They want to groom your kids. Going off of that, Slocky, I could talk all day. There's another one. I believe his name is it's a pastor. It's a pastor from Shreveport, Louisiana. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I want to get his name real quick. So I'm telling y'all got to know this stuff, man. He is Dwight Reed. That's his name. Dwight Reed. At the time, he was a 63-year-old pastor, of course, at a Christian church. And he married an 18-year-old girl. He has admitted that he has had eyes on her. She was a churchgoer at his church. He's had eyes on her since she was 14. 14. Now, this happened 2 years ago. The story resurfaced because now he's doubling down on what he did. One of the things that he said, it's like, let me get it for you real quick. One of the things that he said to pretty much debate against everybody else that was coming from him. He said, if this was out in the streets, y'all would be saying she made a come up, but y'all hypocrite. Who says that? That's a so-called man of God, right? Evil, disgusting, wicked. He continues to go even further. He says, and I wish some of y'all would mess with my wife. What are you going to do if you see her? Well, you will see me on the news. You better walk by and say, praise the Lord. That's what you better do. This is the same man. To go even further, it was I think it's called Safe House Organization, revealed that Dwight Reed had inappropriate sexualized contact and communication with a child between the ages of 12 and 15. But also notes that this was unsubstantiated. Sin. In a world of sin, you got to be righteous, okay? You got to be righteous. It's on you, okay? Our job as priests and prophets of the Lord is to sit here and give you the message. We got to tell you what to do. And at the same time, I have to abide by it as well. I can't teach you the law and not abide by it by as myself as well. I'm not doing this just for me. I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this for you. I'm making sure that you get together. You get yourself together so that you can get your family together. Because it starts with you, right? You got to be as righteous as Abraham was. Because since he was so righteous, guess what happened? His entire lineage got blessed. Because of him. Peep what I'm telling you right now. Because of him. It started with him. It really started before him, honestly, because where did he come from? He came from Shem. Where did Shem come from? He came from Noah. Noah was righteous. You see how it trickles down? So it is very important to be righteous. Don't let anybody else fool you. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. They're going to call you stupid and then get high as can be right after. They're going to tell you that you're boring, and they're going to go drink and drive and go to a sex party or something. I don't know. Probably going to catch something and then wondering why it itched down there and they can't get rid of it. But they're going to call you dumb. Don't let these people fool you, man. Don't let these demons coerce you into doing what they do. Don't do it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. I'm telling you right now. Slap you. All right. So we're going to go back to Genesis. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 18. We're going to go to verse 20 now, right? So now it says, and the Lord said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah, I was talking about earlier, is great, and because their sin is very grievous. It's like how it's very sinful in today's age. The Lord is destroying things. Y'all think these wars and all this is happening because it's man? No, the Lord is making that happen, right? And to give you, let me see, just to prove to you real quick, right? Leaves a seed. Matthew. Go to the book of Matthew real quick. Book of Matthew, chapter 24, 24 and 6. Let's see. All right. So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. And this is in red. So this is Christ speaking. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Everything that you're seeing in today, it was meant to happen. War was meant to happen. People are going to go to war with Esau. Esau is going to go to war with other people. Why? Because these nations have to fall. People getting tired of America, y'all. I'm telling you right now. Even Esau, even like the poor Edomites, the ones that be living next to us, they get mad too. They tired of this place. People question like, why am I paying taxes now? Now, disclaimer, I'm not saying don't pay your taxes. I don't want the IRS coming from me. What I'm telling you is people are questioning why they're paying taxes because you're wondering where all your money is going. Like for those of y'all who don't know, when you pay taxes, it's supposed to go something called a Social Security. Social Security is supposed to take care of you when you retire, disability checks, take care of the elderly, right? You're working. The idea is to work so that you can rest when you get older. That's the idea. Well, what we're finding out is Social Security is actually running out because the government, they can keep dipping in and taking as much money as they want. It's been rumored to say that I believe in 2035, approximately, that Social Security is going to run out. They now have reached the retirement age to 70, or they're trying to slot it. Before it was 65. 65 is already, like, think about it. You work until you're 65, like you already had your life. Like some of us don't live past that. Now they're trying to raise it to 70. Also, your money, your tax dollars, the government has that. You want to know what they do with it? They fund war. How do we know this? Because they recently said, I believe it was like, what, $9.5 billion or something like that to Ukraine. They're funding Israel. Now, when I say Israel, I'm talking about them fake Jews, not us, the fake heathens. They're funding them. They're out there bombing Palestine. They're out here doing all types of atrocities. Those aren't our people, but I mean, it's still messed up though, right? Esau's so damn wicked that he's out here colonizing again. I'm gonna keep bringing up Haiti, our Levite brothers and sisters, colonizing Haiti, but yet somehow, this is how you know, this is why I say Esau blessed with the sword. Manipulator. That's why we say that Esau is the devil that the Bible speaks of, because he's a liar. Somehow, Esau has robbed Haiti of their resources for now, actually for over 100 years now. All the way dating back to 1915, I believe. They were robbing their banks. They were taking their gold, everything. That's why Haiti's so poor. And now people make fun of Haiti. Like, oh, they're so poor. Oh, they're dangerous. Oh, they're ghetto. They're this. Negative stereotypes, right? Of course you have that perception. Of course Haiti's poor. Why wouldn't they be poor? Because America, not just America, the French as well, you know Haiti's still in debt to the French, right? Like even though Haiti won the war, the French is still trying to get money up out of it. Haiti is fighting for their life right now. They don't have a moment's rest because they're still fighting. Even some of their people are corrupt. Esau getting to them. I believe it was their prime minister. The prime minister was corrupt. He was making deals with the U.S. government. Guess what? Now he's not able to be in Haiti because apparently, Salakia, the story was they ended up bombing his runway when he was trying to fly on. So now the prime minister, who is Haitian, by the way, is afraid to be in Haiti because now his people understand how corrupt he is. Now he's hiding out in Puerto Rico. They have no rest. You have no rest. We have no rest. You get my point? Salakia. But all this is to come, us fighting back. Haiti's fighting back, right? Black people in America were fighting back. Puerto Rico, let's see. France is trying to colonize Africa again. So the Africans now, remember, they're not our people. There probably are some Israelites out there. We're not sure, but remember, they're predominantly Hamites. But you are correct. Yes. They really shoot. They've been colonizing them. Like, they're actually going through like they're in slavery. Like, I'm talking like hard slavery, like chains, all that. What's his name? Is it Elon Musk? Who's the guy that runs Tesla, y'all? Who runs Tesla? I believe it's Elon Musk. Who I believe is him, right? Yeah, it is Elon Musk. Okay. Yeah, Elon Musk. Y'all want to know how he gets all that material for his Teslas? He gets it from Africa. That's what he does. It's like everybody else. Like the gas, like I believe it's Shell, the gas company. I believe they get their oil from somewhere in Africa, I believe. And I guess the Africans were trying to fight back. Like, a lot of their African leaders get killed. They get killed just like any other, just like how here in America, like we had our so-called black leaders, they all ended up dying mysteriously because they don't want anybody in power. Esau wants absolute control over the entire planet. Y'all do understand that, right? That's why he's trying to ban TikTok. I know it sounds silly, right? But he's trying to ban TikTok because on TikTok, the government cannot filter what is on there. So now you have people from all across the world. We're talking to each other. We're finding out things, right? They don't want you to find out stuff. They want you to remain dumb. They don't want you to learn how to grow your own food and go to the farmer's market to go buy actual healthy fruits and vegetables. No, they want you to go, shut up, go to Walmart, go get that genetically engineered banana, go get them seedless grapes, don't go get the go buy the pork and the beef. They put red dye in that. They put red dye sometimes because it gives off the impression that it's still fresh. Also, meat sells by weight, y'all. So sometimes these corrupt farmers, what they do is they don't kill the animal humanely. You do know, like when you tense up, pharmaceutical chicken, pharmaceutical chickens, right? So you do know, like when you're stressed or you tense up, you seize, your muscles lock in the blood, right? Same thing with animals. Sometimes what they do is they beat these animals. They beat them. So when they do kill them, their muscles seize up and it locks in the blood. So what happens is now they can sell that meat for a higher price because technically it weighs more. Also, stress releases toxins within the body. Just throwing that out there. That's what happens. That's the world that we live in. Look, sis, I'm trying to tell you, this is the world we live in. All right, but this is all we were meant to find all this out. That's what I'm trying to get at right now, right? Slocky. We were meant to find these things out. You can only keep us oppressed for so long before people start fighting back. Just like during slavery, when we were talking to each other in code, y'all do know, like during that time when we braided our hair, it was we used to braid our hair in a certain pattern to let other slaves know where to go. We put maps in our hair. Look it up. Look it up. We put maps in our hair. Of course, white people didn't figure that out. We had to talk to each other in code. We had to talk to each other in secrecy. All right, without their influence, the same way that we are doing right now through TikTok. They can't filter it. They don't like that. So you want to know what they're going to do? They're going to ban it. They control Instagram and Facebook, though. They control YouTube. They can monetize that. Crazy just found out on Instagram, right? I believe if you go to your tools or your settings, there's a setting that actually blocks political content. A lot of people don't know about it. If you go to your Instagram, I forgot how to get to it. You can look it up on Google real quick. There's a setting that blocks political content. Again, they want you to be stupid. They want you to look at the brothers. They want you to look at the ass shaking videos. They want you to. You don't even gotta look for it. You just scrolling through. You could be looking at monkeys or something. I don't know. And then boom, there's a big booty shaking in front of you. Of course, they want you to look at that. Why? Because they want you to be lustful. They want you to be a sexual deviant. Go spend your hard-earned money on an OnlyFans account. That's what they want you to do. What they don't want you to see is that there are police officers who are unaliving college protesters because they're in an outrage of what's been going on in the world right now. Just look at the Bible. It was written in parables for higher learning. That's what we're teaching you right now. That's what we're teaching you. We want you to know these things. We want you to be knowledgeable. Y'all heard that term before, right? Those who don't know about their past are doomed to repeat it. The Lord does not want you to continue to live in sin. He doesn't want that for you. He wants you to live. That's what he really wants for you. But you got to learn. You got to learn to stop eating pork. You got to learn to stop watching pornography. Salakia. So, get off of that mess, brothers. Some sisters too. I ain't just going to get on the Akim, but I cannot stress to you how detrimental that is to your brain. If you don't know the past, how would you know the future? Exactly. You got to know your past. You have to remember. They don't want you to remember that you were in bondage. Like, they try to brainwash Hispanics too. They try to tell Hispanics and our indigenous brothers and sisters, like, they try to, what's that term? Mehuhara rasa. I heard that. It's like to better the race. They want you to turn yourself into a white man or a white woman, right? They want you to be like that. They don't want you to tap into your roots. They don't want you to remember what the colonizers did to your ancestors and still do to this day. They got Salakia. They're such a master manipulator. They have brainwashed so-called Mexicans in America to hate Mexicans in Mexico. That's crazy. Those are your people. But now you have Mexicans in America who are upset that Mexicans are trying to come across the border. How? Those are your people. Fun fact, California was Mexico. Nevada was Mexico. New Mexico was Mexico. Arizona was Mexico. Hell, it reached all the way out to Texas. Those are your people. Now they got you so brainwashed, you're trying to label them as an illegal immigrant. An illegal immigrant is telling you that your cousins and brothers and sisters are illegal immigrants. Black people, y'all got beef with, like, I'm talking about black people in America. I'm talking about Judah. I'm talking about Southern tribes in general. You got Jamaicans who are saying that black people ain't got no culture, mocking you because you don't know where you're from. For all my Caribbeans out there, Salakia, I'm a Yankee. I wasn't born in Jamaica, but I am Jamaican. You do understand that, like, the slave ship hit in other ports, right? Like, you didn't sprout out of the ground in Jamaica. You were brought there. Trinidad and Tobago, you were brought there. Guyana, you were brought there. That's South America, but it's a lot of Caribbean influence. Barbados, you were brought there. Virgin Islands, you were brought there. You get my point? So how are you going to mock so-called Black Americans for not knowing their culture? We don't know ours either. We had to make up our own, just like everybody else. You got so-called Black British people who got beef with Black Americans. And now, of course, Black Americans, look, Judah known to fight. Hey, Judah known to fight. So you got us fighting over what? Because you got colonized over there and I got colonized over here? You see how it sounds? It's dumb. And we got to get up out of it, man. You have to stop being like that. You must learn who you are. I do not give a damn if you were born in Barbados. Guess what? You a Benjamite, most likely, all right? Depending on what your father is. The only difference between you and, let me say, like a Puerto Rican, a Black person in Puerto Rico is a both side bearing the slave trade. That's it. For my indigenous brothers and sisters out there, right? Or some of y'all who have been labeled Latino or Hispanic. There's not any difference between a Salvadorian and a Mexican. There's no difference between a Cuban and a Puerto Rican and a Dominican. There really isn't. You just live in a different location. You were colonized a little differently, and you had to make up your own culture, just like how Black Americans did. And it varies depending on where you go. A lot of y'all are similar. You see food in the Dominican Republic, it's very similar to food in Puerto Rico, very similar to food in Cuba. It's just called different, right? It's very similar to some of the food here in America that black people make. Same thing, like same thing in the Caribbean. It's y'all get my point. Y'all gotta stop. Salak. All right. But to get back to my original topic of what I was speaking on, this is meant to happen. Going back to Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrow. Then shall they deliver you up, like in verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Meaning what? This is meant to happen. This is meant to happen, y'all. Okay? We're supposed to fight back. They don't want you believing in God. They want you to believe in their God. Some Christian pastors, they want you to serve Baal. That's what I'm going to call them, a false God. They want you to be Muslim. They want you to be Muslim. Of course you're Muslim. A lot of black people, they love being Muslim. You love the Quran. I know that the Quran derives from the Bible. A real Muslim will tell you that, by the way. My Hispanics out there who are in the Roman Catholic Church, y'all got white Jesus up there, right? Or y'all got the Virgin Mary. Who taught you that stuff? Spaniards, the Portuguese. They taught you that mess. You wasn't worshiping that 400, 500 plus years ago. You wasn't worshiping that stuff. You get my point? So now you got to wake up. You got to wake up. Now that's why a lot of, I'm going to say brothers and sisters in the world who may not be in the truth, but, you know, they do know some of their history and they're trying to fight back. They're being suppressed. I just found out there was a sister who she just found out that she's on the government watch list because she pushes content that talks about Black history. You don't think they not trying to fight back? Esau wants you to be dumb. Understand that. Slack here, just one moment ago. Slack it, y'all. But y'all get my point. Y'all get my point. Esau wants y'all to be dumb. He doesn't want you to know your history, right? So now you got to wake up. It's important to read these. Y'all probably wondering, like, why are we reading the book of Genesis? What does this have to do with today? This was the beginning. We had to learn what happened before then and how we got here in the first place. Right. You had to learn that stuff, right? So real quick, we're going to finish up the class. So we're going to go to Genesis chapter 18. We're going to go to verse 21. You got that from your water?
The book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 21.
Go ahead.
I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is coming unto me. And if not, I will know.
Keep going.
Verse 22. And the men turned their faces from thence and went towards Sodom. But Abraham stood yet before the Lord. And Abraham drew near and said, wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked?
Now you stop right there, right? So Abraham is asking the Lord, right? He knows that Sodom and Gomorrah is wicked as hell. He's asking the Lord, wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? If I could, let me have you get this quick precept real quick. I believe it's 1 John. Let me see. Let me get 1 John 2 and 15, Baba Kasha. All right. Again, going back to what I was saying, it's important for you to be righteous. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. I'd rather be called boring than be called child molester.
Right.
I'll be called boring all day. I'll be called lame all day. You can call me stupid all day. That's cool. I'm not on drugs.
Right.
I don't get high every single day. I'm not an alcoholic. I don't go around causing violence. I'm not a thug. I'm not a thief. I'm not doing any of those things.
Right.
Right. So don't get into that. So like, you got that out?
1 John 2:15. 2:15. The book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 15.
Go ahead.
Love not the world.
Love not the world. Keep going.
Neither the things that are in the world.
Right.
If any man love the world, The love of the Father is not in him.
The love of the Father is not in him, meaning you don't bear the spirit that the Most High really wants you, because you love the world. Now, the world meaning what? You love the carnal things in the world.
Right.
You love OnlyFans. That's what you love. You love OnlyFans. You love hoes. You love strip clubs. You love getting high out your mind. You love coke. You love booger sugar. You love all that. That's what you love. You go to Diddy parties. That's what you like. That's what you want to do. And you're disgusting. That's what you are. You're disgusting. But the sisters out there know better. You want to go out there and shake your behind and look like you look crazy as hell. You want to fight with your man. You think your man is the enemy. All right. But then you'll go do what everybody else tells you. You'll go listen to some women who are bitter as can be. You have a nice relationship. They want to drag you up out there because you seem happy. You want to be a whore so bad, you want to neglect your kids. That's what you want to do. You're so disobedient. Y'all, what's her name? What was Blueface baby mama? Krishan Rock, Salakia. I got to use her as an example. I don't know if y'all know who she is or if y'all seen her child. It really is a shame. All I'm gonna say is that I believe that her son is mentally disabled, and she is the cause of that. Found out that while she was pregnant, she was still getting high, she was still drinking alcohol heavily, and she was not going to her doctor appointments because she wanted to do what she wanted to do. She wanted to live the high life, so much that she neglected the child that was still in her, maybe not even out yet. Now that baby, I'm not sure what's wrong with him. Lord be with the child, but that's what happens. These things, you love the world, it causes not just destruction to you, but destruction to everybody else that is around you, for your people. Sis, if you're an alcoholic, you do understand how your son sees that, right? You can only hide things from kids for so long. Your daughters see that. Brother, if you're the type of man that just abuses his wife and just beats the hell out of her, your children are going to grow up resenting you. Odds are your son is going to end up hating you, right? That's what's going to happen. Odds are your daughter is going to end up with a man just like you. And she's going to get beat. Why? Because this is normal to her. This is love. It's hardwired in her brain. She knows it's wrong, but this is what she sees, right? That's what she sees. Keep going. Let me get verse 16, Baba Kashab.
Oh, God. Verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father.
It's not of who?
Of the Father.
Keep going.
But it's of the world.
It's of the world. Pretty much what I'm bringing out right now, right?
Right.
You are supposed to be what the Most High wants you to be. Just like I believe it's in John 8:44. That's when Christ was talking to the Pharisees, and he's looking at them like, you say you of Abraham, you say with the same lineage, but I don't see that spirit in you. You are of your father, the devil.
Right.
Meaning what? Were these actual Edomites? No. But they moved like them. They walked like them, talked like them. Why? Because they were going to unalive Christ. That's the spirit that they had. It's not about this. Nobody give a damn about what you look like. Nobody cares how tall you are, how strong you are, if you're light skinned, dark skinned, man or woman. Nobody give a damn about that stuff. But the Lord requires for you to be is righteous, because that's the only way you're going to live. Let me get the verse 17.
Oh, God. And the world passed away, and the lust thereof.
Stop right there real quick. Meaning what? Meaning these things that you see of today, they pass. Okay, you're the type of man that you love whores. I don't give a damn how beautiful she is on the outside. She's disgusting. Guess what? She's going to get old. Look, Slack, them things you love so much on her, they're going to sag eventually. All right? And guess what? There's going to be another woman, another whore somewhere who's going to take her place. All the old hoes going to go off. There's going to be new hoes coming in. That's what you want to chase? It's all going to go away. And there's going to be a time where there is not going to be any more whores.
Right.
There's not going to be any of that. There's not going to be any more OnlyFans accounts for you to go to. There's no more sites for you to go on your off time. You can't do that no more. Because now you're going to get in trouble. Christ's going to behead you. That's what's going to happen. You're going to get locked up. Like, you understand, like, in some countries, it's actually a crime to commit adultery. I think it's beautiful.
Right.
I think it should be implemented into our community. It should be a crime for a man to sleep with another man's wife. It should be a crime for a sister to cheat on her man. That's what it should be. That's what it should be, because that's what the Lord requires for you to do, is to be someone who is righteous, to be a just man, to be a just woman, to be like Abraham, be like Sarah. For the sisters, be like Susanna. Don't be a Jezebel. Don't do that. I heard that term before, right? So, like, you can finish verse 17.
Oh, God. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever.
Abideth forever, meaning that lives on. It lives on. Akim, Akwathim, right? Like, if I could, Abadi Allah, y'all can't see him right now. This is a very excellent brother, right? And his father and his mother are very excellent parents. And they passed on that knowledge to him. Now, how old are you up?
17.
17. Man, that's crazy. 17 years old. And you're a lot more knowledgeable than a lot of grown-ups out here. All right. And that's a beautiful thing. And then Lord allow, this brother's going to grow up and he's going to pass that to his kids. So it's not just about him. It's not just about his parents. It's the whole damn lineage, right? Great grandkids going to be better than their parents. That's what you really want, right? That's what you really want. You want to see your children succeed where you didn't. Right. But for that to happen, got to be righteous. Same way Abraham was righteous. So then his nation, his lineage was blessed. Before Abraham, who was that? Shem. Shem came from who? Noah. Noah was what? A just man. It all trickles down, right? So if righteousness can trickle down, that means wickedness can too.
Right.
If you're wicked as hell, guess what? You're going to pass on that spirit to your daughter. And you're going to be wondering, why is your daughter mentally dysfunctional? Why is she being a whore? Why is she of the rainbow community? Why is she doing this? Why is she an alcoholic? Why is she so messed up? Because you were messed up.
Right.
You showed that to her. Why is your son selling drugs at 14 years old? Why is he getting kicked out of school? Why is he a high school dropout? Why is he in jail? Why is he doing these horrible things? Because you let him. That's why. So it starts with you, Akim, Akwathim. I pray you understand, right? But with that, for the sake of time, we're going to close the class. So next week, we're going to continue. So we just ended on 23. I believe it was 23. We read a little past it. So we'll start from 24 next week in the book of Genesis, chapter 18. So if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. And with that, shalom.